and this is my first trial, so I just want to know if it's working properly or not.
Hmm. Looks
Yeah,
very.
it's
Okay,
working, na? Yeah.
I think we are
हाँ
live. भरत हिमांशु कुछ तुम लोग अपना वो चेक कर लो. YouTube तुम लोग ऑन कर लो
I'll go
साइड में
check it
just to
once.
fucking check if we already have some like live chat and it's mostly just like what seems to be Satvik simps uh, in the live chat right now. Wait.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're live. I can see my. I can see us live.
Community उस पे live stream पे recently I've like built it. So.
Yeah, so there is Harsh. I'm just here to look at Satvik. Pookie, we here. I'm assuming you are Pookie.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
here
it's a
for
very
Satvik.
weird audience. Like I would suggest ignore all of them. Just
Nice, good stuff. One second. Let me just fucking everyone who's new here. This is not how this usually is, but we decided to experiment on a very wait.
On a
We
very
shouldn't experiment
like,
on a guest
yeah.
episode, you know. But okay. Anyway, so okay, this is episode 111 of the DissContent podcast. I'm Aditya, with me are Bharat. भरत आज
Hello.
हाय बोल दे क्योंकि अभी जूम में वो नहीं आता है. तो जूम जैसा
बोला
नहीं
ना
है ना
hello.
अभी.
Hi.
हाँ. Himanshu Arya is also here with us.
Hi,
And
guys.
today we have a special guest who is SATVIK SONI. He is a content creator on Instagram. I'm assuming most of you are here for him, but those of the 10 of you who are our audience, this is SATVIK. You should check out his content on Instagram. He's, in my opinion, one of the best content creators. I don't mean to make you awkward right in the beginning, but yeah, so also
thank.
just to give you guys context of like how we met, I think Harshad Bansal, Humans of Bombay, and Samraj, another human of Bombay. I think he's a freelancer, human of Bombay. Both
Human
deserve
of-
credit.
Human of cinema, Bhaijan.
Humans of Bombay,
नहीं, गलत-
humans of
गलत.
cinema. Sorry.
Wrong humans.
Wrong human.
Yeah.
हाँ. So he introduced us, and me and Satvik met in Delhi, and yeah, that's how we're kind of collabing like this. Also, we're all representing different cities right now. I'm glad that there is geographical diversity, if not gender-based diversity, on this podcast. Yeah. So anyway, starting off, Satvik. So in general, what Bharat, Himanshu, and I had been discussing about your work and what sort of intrigues us about your reels and everything that you do is that you have gone away from what is a sort of understood wisdom about social media, at least when it comes to Instagram and reels, where you try to make things extremely relatable, or you try to make it like everything has to end on like a quick punchline. And even though you do put out stuff regularly, your stuff is a lot more writing heavy. It's a lot more cinematic, if I can use that word. So just want to understand from you, why did you get into this, and what has made you take the creative choices that you have in your work?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for inviting me. And I think I'm like the least qualified guest so far. Uh, I think I do follow a lot of Instagram rules जो playbook के होते हैं. Like I post consistently and like it's almost like a disease, but I post a lot. Apart from my reels, I'm like always on my stories or my broadcast channel and stuff. So all of that is very like pro content creation. Yeah. Uh, it wasn't really like a very conscious choice to do like slower content. I would say uh, it's just what I'm able to put out essentially. But yeah, I think it would do better if there were like quick punches and if I did all that. But I don't think I can make something that I would be proud of while also adding like quick punchlines to that stuff and stuff. So it's like I just do what I can right now.
Acha, also, like, what is stuff that you like to watch? What are the movies or
Yeah, that's what I'm
content creators that you like?
Yeah, see, that's why this is why I think I'm the least sort of qualified. I don't watch a lot of stuff. I think the that time when we were talking as well, whenever like my cinephile friends sit down and talk, I just sit, I just watch it like a podcast and I just absorb everything. क्योंकि I don't really watch a lot of stuff. It's like uh, I might watch whatever's at the top of Netflix. Honestly, that's it. क्योंकि I just like while consuming stuff, I get very guilty, almost like guilty, uncomfortable type का. Okay, why am I consuming and not like making things right now? तो then I would like गिल्ट में आके फिर मैं लिखने लगूंगा कोई स्क्रिप्ट वगैरह, तो इट्स नॉट अ वेरी प्लेजेंट एक्सपीरियंस फॉर मी.
ये पता है
That's
क्या,
good
नो
because
नो
guilt पे
ऑफेंस, सॉरी
guilt
सॉरी
में
भरत,
आके
आई थिंक मैं
हाँ
सेम पॉइंट बोल रहा हूँ, तू बोल हाँ.
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि हम लोग यूजुअली गिल्ट में आके दारू पीते हैं और फिर कुछ नहीं करते हैं बट
नहीं
it's
नहीं,
good that
but
you're
even
still
I think
pushing
my
through.
point was a little different, which is that I think Satvik, you are a little bit younger than us, not like fucking massive difference, but like about how old are you? No offense, but yeah.
123.
हाँ, so like basically 5-6 साल का फर्क है, तो I think you are also at that, hate to be those older people, but I think we were also around 22-23, हम लोग गिल्ट में आके ये सब बहुत ज़्यादा पैशन था, वो मर जाता है, हमारा तो
अभी
मर गया है 26, और
अब
होप yours never dies, but but yeah.
ऐसे मत बोलो ब्रो, डोंट टेल हिम ऑल दिस.
Nee,
uh,
but that's good, yaar.
हाँ.
I in fact wanted to ask about your work and like how. So you said that you follow a bunch of things and you don't follow a bunch of things that kind of make what content is content on Instagram and all
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So what I want to understand is कि उसके अंदर भी तुम्हारी craft या तुम्हारी style में कोई ना कोई polishing तो आई होगी, right? From let's say when you made the first video or the first, है ना? So what have been those learnings? What is something that you kind of while making have kind of realized about your voice or your style? Because I think that's a big journey, na, for any artist. So yeah.
Like honestly, I don't think it's been like long enough of a time to really have a journey of sorts, right? So difference definitely है between the, I guess, between the aesthetics of the video that I put out, I think in April, जो पहली वीडियो थी, और जो अब आ रही है, and I think the major difference would be मैंने कैमरा खरीद लिया, but उसके अलावा I think I've just, I guess colors would be one big learning that I've slowly realized how much I love like monochromatic shots, and I tend to use that a lot. Uh, उसके अलावा I think I've something that I've slowly started experimenting more on now is putting in equal amount of effort into the cinematography as I do into the writing. पहले it was more of the, okay, these are some filler shots. I'll just like I need something to play over my background voice एक तरह से. But eventually the focus has, like, now the focus for me at least has shifted to making the visuals as like as great as possible. Uh, because the writing already feels like it is polished, but there's a lot of room to grow in the visual department, which now I'm pushing for a lot. So that's it.
Acha, do you want to enter sort of making stuff not for Instagram? Like, have you considered? I know you're saying ki, you know that you don't watch much of like cinema or anything like that, but in general, are you at all aspiring for making a short film, sending it to festivals or doing that whole thing, or are
Yeah.
you happy where you are?
No, I'm not happy where I am. I don't think anyone can, like, I don't think you can be happy where you are today. Like, at least unless you're from a traditional Bollywood background. Like, any good creator that you see today, they need, like, they're almost omnipresent. Like, you look at Biswa, he's doing comedy, but then he's also making Lakhon Mein Ek, he's also making Kala Pani. Like, so I look up to those
Kala
guys.
That's
Pani
the
is
other Biswa.
different Biswa. Biswapati Sarkar.
Two different Biswas.
Okay,
हाँ
I meant Lakhon Mein Ek. ठीक है.
हाँ, सही बात है.
But yeah, he's my point is that they're branching out. Kanan
Correct.
Gill ने अभी book की, and he's also like acting in movies and stuff.
Hmm.
So I don't want to like be uh, bucketed into this one place, especially reels, क्योंकि reels की इज्जत का. But I also have like I have made one short film so far. Like उसका एक scene shoot करना बचा हुआ है with Samraj actually.
Is this the
Samraj shot.
same one which you were telling Samraj that day कि एक सीन बाकी है? वो अब तक हुआ नहीं क्या भाई?
हाँ, वो अभी तक नहीं हुआ कि our actress is not available. So
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
हाँ.
yeah, so we're just waiting for that. We'll send that somewhere. उसके अलावा I'm also like working on pitches for TV series and movies and everything. So
Nice.
Good stuff,
yeah,
dude.
we will
Nice.
branch out as soon as possible.
For sure.
Satvik, do you write alone, or do you
Yes.
sit with, or do you like show it to people and then get a feedback?
No, the initial draft process is by myself, and that's not something I've like deliberately cultivated. I would want like I would be open to working with people, but like I come from a background where along the way there weren't really many people I met जिनके साथ मैं लिख सकता. So now I just write by myself, and then I send out my initial drafts to a lot of people uh, and get their feedback.
So हर reel का एक draft का feedback होता है, like you do it consistently for every.
Yeah, I think from day one, it's always gone out to people.
तो कितना समय लगता है मतलब from beginning to end अगर मैं just roughly if I were to ask?
Like 16 hours in total लग जाते हैं लगभग. तो like the bulk of that is still writing and shooting basically. So
Dude, I think it's like super impressive. Because
Yeah, dude.
you know there's this ये किसने बोला था? I think गुलजार ने या किसी ने I think Abhinandan Sekhri was talking about Gulzar, and he was saying that too many writers there are too many writers who don't actually write, who just like to talk about writing, and because writing is, and all of us over here at least write professionally.
I love that sentiment so much. I've had times where Harshit ko I have like texted rants about this. Or like artists who like to talk about art so much and who like to talk about their passion for art, but they don't actually make shit.
Correct.
Can I
Bro,
on
this
this?
is,
Can
you can completely shit on anyone you want, practically, even us. Okay, you can go for whatever. Actually, I think we have given Satvik the wrong impression, Bharat and Himanshu. हम लोग बहुत ही आज, हम लोग नॉर्मली
Formal थोड़ा
बहुत
chill हो.
formal हो
बहुत
गया
वो हो
आज.
गया, बिकॉज हम लोग के जो नॉर्मली गेस्ट होते हैं, हमारे काफ़ी गेस्ट ऐसे हैं जो who are like 20 years older than us. Okay, तो हम
Yeah.
लोग नॉर्मली गेस्ट मोड में वैसे रहते हैं, तो we haven't actually spoken to anyone who's younger than us as a guest. So that is
Okay.
which is
Yeah,
a
that's
funny.
true.
I think we should
I
also.
think I think Satvik's content kind of puts out an image of him, and I didn't know he was 23. Okay, I thought he's like 20. He's like us, 28. And I was thinking that he's like, he must have been doing it for a while, and I was kind of, how do I say? I was maybe slightly intimidated. I thought, this is deep. This is really deep.
Satvik,
But
don't
it's
be
very
you don't have to
interesting.
worry about that sentiment, because Himanshu, just for context, this guy
He's
has
always-
backed out of so many guest episodes. Like he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
half an
yeah.
hour before he live. By the way, he's in Guwahati in Assam, so he will just randomly be like, पूरे असम में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है, मैं नहीं आ सकता.
Electricity नहीं है आज.
आज
अब कोई बोल
देखो,
नहीं सकता अभी क्या
आज
बोलोगे?
144
मतलब you can't-
section 144 लग गया आज. Can't even
I
argue.
sent these guys a fucking video showing कि नहीं है मेरे पास इलेक्ट्रिसिटी WhatsApp पे. फिर भी ये लोग मतलब मानते नहीं है. They feel like
पर
I'm lying.
हमेशा तभी होता है जब कोई गेस्ट आता है,
हाँ.
आधे घंटे पहले उसके असम गवर्नमेंट डिसाइड करती है कि आज बंद
हाँ, I took a video showing कि नहीं है भाई, मेरे घर में लाइट नहीं है. WhatsApp पे मैंने वीडियो भेजा. But yeah,
Damn, bro, the chat is like popping on Satvik. Like this is, I have never seen. Normally we have our where are the DissContent people? There's no representation.
there's
I'm so
none.
fucking.
There is none.
I'm so
कितने-
ashamed of these guys. Where are our people to like? This feels like a fucking barat.
Satvik, where
the
are you
other
from
side
right
is
now?
only dancing.
I didn't.
Delhi right now.
Oh,
ए वेयर इन दिल्ली यार, आई एम आल्सो फ्रॉम दिल्ली, तो मैं हर किसी से यही पूछता हूँ दिल्ली में कहाँ से हो तुम.
दिल्ली से हूँ नहीं मैं अभी तो नॉर्थ दिल्ली में रहता हूँ. I don't want to
Fair enough. This is also
Fair, fair.
I've been watching. How is your experiment with live streaming going? By the way, I think that's a good
Yeah.
notice because I've
Uh,
watched a couple of them and they're very fun. I think.
I love it so far. Like I really like the beginning of things, which is often bad because that means you abandon projects if they don't work well. But at the beginning, when you have, especially in like a content thing, when you have like five people working on it, like five people watching you and stuff, that's really interesting. So when I started making reels, तो जब initial blow up के पहले ही, there were like 50 people. I knew all of them by their usernames. It was fun. So now I'm getting the same high from the live stream where it's like a community of 30 people जो regularly आते हैं. And I know all of them. I chat with all of them. So it's like hanging out with 30 friends instead of making content. So that's
Basically,
fun.
you're chasing. You're like suffering from success, DJ Khalid. At this point, like you don't
Yes.
want the love from the
Yeah.
public. Why is everybody showering it? Eventually, I
अच्छा
think.
मुझे एक और
हाँ,
चीज पूछनी थी बाय द वे थोड़ा सा ऑन टॉपिक
हाँ,
बेसिकली
sorry.
व्हिच इज कि दिल्ली में क्या सीन है कंटेंट का मतलब आई सी अ बंच ऑफ इंटरेस्टिंग कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स इन दिल्ली bunch of से मेरा मतलब अर्पित और बाला बेसिकली बट व्हाट इज द सीन जैसे मैं बॉम्बे का सीन बड़े अच्छे से डिस्क्राइब कर सकता हूँ राइट कि there are these kind of people who are trying to make it, these kind of people who are making this, but what about in Delhi? What's the scene? Do you find it conducive? Do you feel like you want to stay there and be there and kind of make the stuff that you're doing from Delhi, or do you want to, is there a urge to kind of move?
यार आई रियली डोंट नो मैं किसी सीन का पार्ट नहीं हूँ एक्चुअली तो आई लाइक whenever I leave my house it's never for work related reasons, it's just always to hang out with people, so I don't really know about the scene. Rappers बहुत हैं, so that's great.
हाँ
uh, I guess जो ऐसा स्टोरी टेलिंग फॉर्मेट की जो रील्स हैं, a lot of people are popping up making these in Delhi as well. तो जैसे प्रियांश दिल्ली का है एंड सौरभ वौरभ if you know, he's also
I've
from Delhi.
seen Saurav ka stuff flying like somewhere around. Yeah,
So that's cool. उसके अलावा I'm not really sure on this.
nice.
Yeah.
Acha, just
Mumbai
talking.
was definitely more
Sorry.
active when I was there. Like the city just feels more alive, so might move someday.
City is alive. Only
हाँ
citizens
actually
are
क्योंकि
dead.
I know a bunch of
Sorry.
हाँ मतलब I know a bunch of people who made that move from Delhi, Chandigarh to Bombay, and some of them kind of also got disillusioned and went back. तो वो भी सीन हुआ है थोड़ा रिवर्स माइग्रेशन का. मैंने एटलीस्ट इन द इंडस्ट्री आई एम इन द वेब सीरीज स्पेस, सो आई नो दैट स्पेस मोर देन द कंटेंट क्रिएशन फॉर Instagram. Yeah, Aditya was saying something.
So just coming back to cinema, I get like I know what you're saying that you haven't explored it that much, but even जो तू कह रहा है कि मतलब in the top shelf of Netflix or whatever is easily accessible, even within that, what is across over the years, what have been your favorite movies growing up?
Oh, वो तो Marriage Story definitely is like the favorite one. Like I really love how intimate the portrayal is of everyone, and there are no heroes in it.
Correct.
So yeah, I think that is the number one on my list. I really love Atlanta
Yeah.
because of the
Nice.
surrealism there. So yeah, but then again, these are like really popular series, so I don't have any pretentious like, suggestions to give, which is really sad.
ठीक है भाई.
नहीं जब
मैं
जब Squid and the Whale देख के आएगा तब बताना. हाँ. तो
Nice.
just a second, I'll just.
अच्छा हम लोग बात कर रहे थे आदित्य और मैं और हम लोग का एक डिस्कॉन्टेंट ग्रुप है where we were talking about content and cinema and all of that. So I was of the opinion that I think we had kind of a debate, Aditya and I and others, where okay, maybe I'm not explaining this well, so Aditya jump in whenever, but Aditya said that content और cinema में बहुत बड़ा difference है, which is that the point of content is different from the point of cinema. The point of content is to feed the algorithm or feed some other giant and cinema has a more artistic pursuit. So And am I correct in kind of explaining that point of view, Aditya?
Yeah, I think largely. I think the only point is that when it comes to this is also not to say that there is no fucking line. There is no like gatekeeper standing in on like a bridge and stopping you. But I'm just saying
Correct.
in general, why just Satvik was saying also in the beginning that people who call themselves artists but you're not making any art exactly. So it's just about जैसे राइटिंग कोई भी कर सकता है कॉपी राइटिंग इज ऑल्सो राइटिंग बट इज इट रियली इट्स नॉट fiction writing that it takes there's a lot more artistic rigor and discipline required for that is what my sort of point was. What is your whole thing, because this is a constant debate about whether cinema and content and art, and what is the intersection between all of these things in your view?
Like I really hate the word content, uh, because it clubs everything within this one singular term. Right. So if somebody is making like a really cinematic vlog on YouTube, तो जैसे अगर कोई केसी नाइस्टैट की मूवी है on YouTube, like one of his videos, and a reel that I posted on my cringe posting account where I was making coffee. Both of them will be clubbed under content. So that's what I really hate about it. Uh, and to your point, I think like in an ideal world, there would be a difference between cinema and content. But the way you know how streaming services have basically changed the media landscape एक तरह से completely. So I think because of that, everything is content now. Like there is no more cinema. Uh, जैसे Netflix है, Netflix wants a content pipeline. It does not want artistic endeavors on its platforms. It wants a consistent flow of of things that people can watch basically. तो if it funds a Scorsese film, वो भी बस content होगा उनके लिए, and like even internally they will call it content. So if you look at any interviews with like the CEOs of these streaming services and stuff, they will call it content. I think that's like a really sad reality of media and of all artistic sort of endeavors right now.
I think that's why we also, I think you're a very interesting person to talk to about this, because you're, like I was saying, it does not necessarily mean that you can't make cinematic stuff, you know, uh, on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever it is.
Can I ask you something, Satvik? Do you consider your work cinematic?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't think it's impactful enough. And it also वो होता है ना, मीडियम इज द मैसेज. तो अल्टीमेटली मेरा मीडियम वही है जो लोग एक बार देख के स्क्रॉल कर जाएंगे. इट वोंट रियली मेक अ डिफरेंस इन देयर लाइव्स. तो आई डोंट consider that cinematic.
So what would you say are you struggling with or experimenting with? If it's not exactly content and if it's not exactly cinema, what is the motivation or the drive, or the is it like completely internal? Are you trying to like look
Uh,
within?
That's a really good question, man. I haven't really thought about it. I think a large part of it is internal. कि like throughout my life, I have never had an opportunity to express myself इस तरह से. So that is like a major part of that drive. Yeah, I would say it's largely internal.
Does
To
it
me,
matter if people don't watch? Does it matter if
yeah,
no if
yeah, it matters. Like I wouldn't have motivation to like continue making stuff if it was getting like zero views and I was just posting stuff into a void. So it definitely matters. Like I know a better answer would be no, it doesn't matter. I'm an artist and that's what I do. But yeah, it definitely matters. Uh, it- Motivation depends on some sort of feedback. So
do you take the feedback and like put it into the content? Does it affect your work in at least writing method? Do you think you're now thinking about how people will react while you write?
No, no, I don't do that. The kind of feedback I do take is when I express some opinions and then people like check me on that. जैसे मैंने अभी बताया कि इस वाले काला पानी बनाया है। Uh, तो जैसे आई पुट अप जैसे मैंने एक रील बनाई थी दिल्ली मेट्रो के बारे में एंड देन पीपल करेक्टेड मी कि दिल्ली मेट्रो इज नॉट एक्चुअली द मोस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ अफोर्डेबल पब्लिक गुड तो उसके बाद आई लुक्ड इनटू इट एंड आई टॉक टू दोस पीपल एंड दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ चेंज माय ओपिनियंस but I don't really but on the let's say on the craft side I won't really take their opinions as seriously. uh, I do look at, again, not consciously but I subconsciously tend to look at trends of feedback that I'm getting. So if I'm consistently hearing that like my cinematography is getting boring, so then I would push myself to come up with more artistic shots, make it look better. That's the thing.
Interesting.
I kind of have a different opinion on your work because you said that you don't consider it cinematic. I would argue that it is, the idea is the same. Like, it is cinematic because it makes me feel what cinema makes me feel. I do not, if I watch one of your stuff and I like it, then it makes me feel something more than just scrolling past any number of reels, right? It will make me feel something more, something deeper, and I'll probably think about it. And this has happened not just with your content, but a lot of, sometimes when I see a reel or sometimes I see an idea portrayed visually in a very interesting way, I will think about it for so many days, you know. So I say that I would like to argue, and I think this ties in with what Scorsese said, right? His advice to young filmmakers was ki, don't worry about the industry, like create your own. And I mean, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like you are kind of doing that because you are essentially doing what filmmakers have done for so long.
Yeah.
But you found a medium that is entirely your own and you used it to your best. And I think you're doing great. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks. That's very encouraging.
Any more
It might just be self-hatred. मतलब मैं बस low self-esteem में आके ये सोचता रहता हूँ, शायद हो सकता है.
Bhai, पर that I think that is what fascinates me as well, because it's not just the fact that your reels are very good writing and they're shot so well and you know you sort of constantly. For example, today I saw, मैंने शायद पहले नहीं देखा होगा उतने, but I don't think you had done a lot of Hindi earlier, and आज जो reel आई थी which was in Hindi.
The first time.
Yeah, so I thought because you're clearly you're really going deeper into writing and sort of delving into the process, because to churn this stuff out, I think just the amount of stuff you're putting out is really cool, and I think keep at it. I think अभी हम लोग compliments के पुल बांध
No, I'll tell you what is happening, okay?
I'll tell you. वो awkward हो जाएगा. तो yeah.
I'll tell you what is happening, okay? I think because we all like watching movies, and when we watched his reels, we are trying to really hard to connect it with cinema. The thing is, from his perspective, it's just him, his camera, his pen, right?
Yeah.
And it's detached from everything else. I'm assuming that's
Correct.
and there is no need to like tie it up with other things.
Of course.
But
Like,
and that is very interesting to me, because honestly, at some point, even I would have wanted to, like, even I sometimes feel that I have a camera, right, and I do sometimes write, so I do feel like creating content regularly and creating but I never do. I never get to it, and there's a huge filter in my mind which stops me from doing. And I think all of these filters are basically, a lot of it is to do with when you watch a lot of movies, you form a ton of opinion about things. So then you really can't, even holding a camera is a little scary at some point.
Bro, this is the most classic syndrome that almost all artists have. I think that's why SATVIK, I think the reason you're right, the reason he's able to, sorry for psychoanalyzing you in front of you, but I think the reason you're able to put so much stuff out is because you have not seen so much, because you have the right sensibilities. तो वो जितना चाहिए रहता है sensibility gain करने के लिए, उतना I'm guessing तूने देखा है, but उसके, because the thing is, what a lot of artists tend to do, what Himanshu is also talking about, is that you watch so much great stuff that your standards go over here, एंड द एफर्ट
हाँ
जितना तुमने मारा लाइफ में वो इधर ही है. तो you will never match your
इधर ही, हाँ.
standards, so you will just always feel embarrassed to put stuff out. It is always better to be a bit. That's why all the best filmmakers, almost all of them, have their best films in the first 2-3 years of their career. Anurag Kashyap being one of those examples, you know, where it's like शुरू में फोड़ते गए and then let's not. So yeah. So I think that is very interesting. Also, I would like to take some fucking live chat right now because Kotu Gyadu, who is, I'm assuming, one of Satvik's people, he has said I am too immature. He or she has said I am too immature for this podcast. So let's fucking stop with the mature talks. Let's just go to some. Let's get down and dirty. So Satvik, who is the creator on Instagram or on YouTube, popular ones, who you hate the most or you irrationally have judged the most in your head? Jo, you know, jiska you don't need to take a name, but you can just talk about the style of content that you don't like, because we are DissContent at the end of the day. So
yeah, I don't really have an answer, Avi.
ha.
Uh, I'd say I really hate like pretentious people or pretentious artists basically everywhere. Like real life, maybe I met this filmmaker who had like a clapper tattooed over here,
Oh
and
fuck.
and like it made like one short film. So
भाई उसके इधर वो भी था क्या, मतलब उसने बड़ा बना के ब्लैंक भी छोड़ा हुआ था क्या उधर, ताकि हर टेक के बाद उधर स्केच पेन से वो
टेक
कर
के बाद
सकते हैं,
बदल से भाई वहां पे
बदल सकते हैं
खुद ही क्लैपर है भाई.
हाँ. और क्लैपिंग करने के लिए वो जैसे मच्छर मारते हैं ना वैसे करता है, उसका क्लैप ही होता है. मस्त.
Crazy.
तो
But
yeah,
yeah.
तो pretentious
No,
people
no,
तो उसमें Instagram पे भी आपको मिलेंगे who will be like artist forever, और फिर उसके बारे में वो एक रील बना देंगे.
हाँ.
I don't really like all that. I think also like those cinephile वाले जो होते हैं कि
हाँ.
they will like post मसान. that is a cinephile.
तमाशा dude.
हो गया तो हाँ
तमाशा
lovers.
तमाशा तो मीम ही हो गया है.
हाँ.
तो
आई थिंक
yeah, I don't
तमाशा,
really-
हाँ तमाशा भी आई थिंक लोगों को भी बोलने में भी वो होता है कि भाई कुछ नहीं बोलते, fuck this, like let's just keep it in ourselves.
I think people are not really. I think अब ना थोड़ा स्कैम हो चुके हैं, लोग तमाशा देख नहीं रहे, बस बातें कर रहे हैं तमाशे के बारे में. मतलब it's just
उसकी aesthetic reels बना रहे हैं.
because I've forgotten the fucking story at this point. Okay, I just know my feelings for the movie. It is fucking stupid when I watched it, and it's still stupid. I don't think could change होगा. I don't have to go back to it now.
यार I don't know what he does, but इम्तियाज अली has this effect on his movies कि देखते वक्त एवरेज लगेगी, मिड लगेगी, और उसके बाद आपको लगेगा क्या बात है, आर्ट देख के आए हैं, पता नहीं क्यों.
आई थिंक
Like,
इम्तियाज, हाँ सॉरी,
रॉकस्टार के मैं गाने सुनता हूँ तो हम लाइक क्या मूवी है, और फिर जब एक्चुअल मूवी देखता हूँ तो किसी को एक्टिंग ही नहीं आती.
सही में.
dude, this is by the way, Knob podcast in the chat. Knob podcast is I don't know if you know Shashwat Maheshwari, is a very funny comic. He has said I know that filmmaker with the clapper tattoo, and I'm pretty sure Shashwat to लिख भी देगा. I don't think Shashwat
नहीं.
does not hesitate. So yeah.
I feel like this is one of his classic jokes that are
Jokes.
You never know what Shashwat
just
is.
in the
Yeah,
just on the line. You can't tell.
correct.
It's like you have to guess it out.
Satvik, you should watch his specials or whatever his comedy things. He was on Comic Stan, na? I think season 1 or 2.
He was on season 1
हार
of
गया.
Comic Sun.
हार गया था ना?
पूछ ले शाश्वत क्या. हाँ हारा. I think
Can you
Nishant
go through that?
Suri had won. Bharat is such a fucking dickhead, dude. Like, my god. One second. There is also, by the way.
But hey, एक second. I had a question for Satvik. Okay.
हाँ बोल. I think there is some delay and there is some lag.
हाँ,
so
who is talking? I'm not sure if
Yeah.
Himanshu is talking or Bharat, दोनों frozen.
हाँ, हिमांशु तो फ्रोजन है ही. भरत तू
Okay,
बोल, तेरे
can
को
you-
क्या कहना था. हाँ.
Okay, I was gonna ask कि भाई सात्विक तुझे ब्रांड्स आते हैं? If आते हैं तो तू हाँ बोलता है कभी? क्योंकि आज तक तेरा ब्रांडेड कोई रील देखा नहीं मैंने.
मैंने 2 बनाए हुए हैं ब्रांडेड रील्स. एक थ्रेड के साथ बनाया था और एक वो जॉन जेकब्स लेंस कार्ट वाला.
अच्छा, okay.
अब
nice.
मैंने ही बंद कर रखा है ब्रांडेड रील्स लेना. तो ऑफर्स आते हैं, आई डोंट रिप्लाई.
Acha,
You
by
don't
the way,
reply.
Satvik,
हाँ
your followers are asking if the 11 p.m. live is on after this. I
हाँ it is on.
It is,
I'll
but
post about it.
before you guys fucking bounce, knowing that उसकी 11 बजे की live stream वैसे भी होने वाली है,
It's not
fucking,
happening. I'm not.
oh, you're
I'm
not
not.
doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not doing it. That's the lie we're telling the chat to
Okay,
keep them till.
that is one lie we
Oh.
are telling. The other truth we are telling, a universal truth, is that see there is a subscriber only mode in chat. So all these people have subscribed to this channel to put all these comments and call you Pookie and shit. Okay, so let's just keep that going. Do not unsubscribe now. If you don't like this podcast, fucking use that bell icon, reverse bell icon. Like shut the notifications, but keep the subscription on. Come on, let's be real.
Don't
So
hype up the poopy stuff, man. It's just, it gets.
you really, I think you have early onset cult scenes, I think, going on over here.
हाँ हर जगह है यहाँ पे है on the broadcast if you'll go you'll see like everyone reacting with a pregnant emoji.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I think it's really lucky that I have like these memes inside my community. That's what really makes my day whenever I see it.
We are
तुम
the
लोग कभी ऐसे मीटअप करते हो क्या फिजिकली, क्योंकि दैट वुड बी एन इंटरेस्टिंग मीटअप.
एक बार मैंने किया है 12वीं दिखाने ले गया था ऐसे 3-4 लोग हम लोग गए थे बट उसके अलावा आई एम नॉट रियली अ वेरी
सब ऐसे लौंडे आ गए क्या बाहर में देखने?
काइंड ऑफ एन ऑकवर्ड पर्सन आया तो सॉरी
12वीं क्या है?
अबे
बारबी भाई, बारबी.
अच्छा,
नहीं.
ओके ओके ओके.
I think Himanshu
सूट
thought
टाई
of
पहन के आए
Barbie
थे क्या?
fail.
हाँ
मुझे
सूट
लगा.
टाई पहन के।
हाँ, वो जो मीम है ना, you go to watch Oppenheimer with
हाँ.
like fucking
हाँ.
suitcases.
Wow, bro. Kaushik in the live chat says been following both Satvik and DissContent for quite a while. This is a real collaboration and partnership between Soviet Union and India in pre-91. This is good. You guys seen those posters, right? I don't know if they're real, if they're fucking freshly photoshopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are very cool. 1 second.
Big day for Kaushik.
Okay, yeah. So we were talking about in general content creators that you don't like, and you obviously don't want to mention specific ones, but you said artistic and pretentious ones. But in general, what is your view of? Do you look down upon generic content that is not in your wheelhouse? For example, I'm just taking a name. I'm not saying you have to like for example, Tanmay Bhatt's content. Okay, been a fan of his early back in the day and all that, but I can't watch a lot of the newer stuff. But what is your opinion on, because what annoys me personally, just to give you a sort of vibe of what I'm saying, is कि anyone who is purely, अगर तुमको दिख रहा है कि ये बंदा purely just to hack the algorithm कर रहा है, which is putting the right thumbnail, putting it at the right whatever timing and all that, and which is all fine. I think everyone should do that, and we're constantly trying to do that also. But it's just about that is the be all and end all of it, you know, to a large extent. What is your does that bug you at all, or are you like ठीक है कर रहे हैं तो कर रहे हैं, ठीक है क्या है?
यार तन्मय भट्ट का केस तो स्पेशली इट्स जस्ट स्पेशली डिप्रेसिंग क्योंकि I was like I think all of us were inspired by AIB at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
They pioneered content basically online content.
Yeah.
वो और फिर TVF और अब दोनों नहीं कर रहे हैं ऐसा कुछ भी. So that was really sad कि मतलब we know that this man can make really good stuff, but फिर भी वो जाके podcast करेगा finances के बारे में. So that hurts. उसके अलावा I don't really have a problem per se with any people, like सबकी अपनी अपनी bag chase चल रही है, करते रहो. Like what can I say about it?
Fair.
तन्मय भट्ट का है, like तन्मय भट्ट वाला case is sad because I hoped he would do more comedy stuff on his own eventually, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
So honestly, this is very interesting. You mentioned Kanan Gill, and I'm a massive fan of Kanan Gill just because of the way he has treated his career. Like it is just one of those careers to take if you are in our sort of line of work, and if you ever find success. I think it is a very good role model, largely because he could have basically been the biggest thing on YouTube back in 2014, right? So after pretentious movie reviews, it was just
Wow.
everything was Kanan Gill for like a couple of years at least on
Yeah.
YouTube. So
Maybe
Yeah.
आप stop. They were like, हो गया जितने बनाने थे.
yeah, they literally were like,
Nobody
fuck
would do
this,
that today. Yeah.
absolutely not. And even
Because
after
you
that,
would
like,
just use it till the end.
sorry,
Like today, you would use a hit series like that till the end, like
yeah,
एकदम
yeah.
milk. You
Absolutely.
stop.
So yesterday I went for Kanan Gill's show in Bombay, and I also bought his book, and there was this book discussion after the comedy sort of event was over. Himanshu was bounced for like 5 minutes, I'm assuming. So,
अपने
uh,
फिर से like.
so basically, while he was talking about this, उसने ये बात बोली that people who are just, if you are smarter than that, or at least you have the capacity to explore more things than just what is servicing and what is making you money. I think it's definitely, in fact, his book I started reading, and it's kind of cool, like, to actually explore something like that. Are you also in that headspace ki, at least matlab, I know Bharat and I both are, that explore as many art forms, matlab art forms नहीं, but experiment with writing के अंदर ही जितने भी forms को कर सकते हैं वो करने के लिए.
Definitely, definitely. Not even writing. मेरा तो है. I just like I love making cool stuff. That's it. And I don't want to like bucket myself under any label, like even filmmaker or anything. Like I just want to make cool stuff in like as in as many avenues bowling, I don't know, in as many ways as possible was. So it could sometime down the line include music, books, uh, movies, definitely. I don't know, art, like paintings. तो वही है कि I just love making stuff, and that's what fuels me at the end of the day. So
Acha,
I don't
just
think we can. Yeah.
one, I want to going back to more like process talk, because again, once again, just sucking more and more, but which is that I just really like your work, which is just that, what is your, again, very cliche question, but in terms of your writing process, is there a steady consistent process, or is it that you just play it by ear? Like, I'm sure you're writing every day, but are you playing it by ear, or is there a thing that you follow?
For the longer projects that I'm doing now, I'm following like structure at least. कि बीट शीट एक पहले बना ली फिर उसके अंदर लिख रहे हैं वैसे. But for the reels, there's no process. I'm just like I just have an anxiety attack and then I write. वही है और कुछ नहीं.
But
Uh,
what I
yeah.
mean more in terms of process is like in terms of your daily process. Matlab, are you are you making that even for a reel? Are you making the conscious effort of अच्छा मैं अभी लैपटॉप के आगे बैठा हूँ 4 घंटे तक मैं खाली लिखूंगा, or is it that you're doing something and you get an idea, then you jump into it and you jump out of it? How does it work?
Yeah, it's more of the latter. I just jump in and out. Uh, ये जो conscious effort वाला है, again that's for longer projects because like you can't break down writing a reel in several days. You do it in one day. क्योंकि
Of
like
course.
it's a page and a half at max, right? So for the longer projects that I'm doing now, I have to like kind of force myself कि अब 3 घंटे बस लिखना है. But उसके अलावा I just whenever I get random inspiration, I write a script on my phone, like docs वगैरह, and I send it out for like feedback as quickly as possible. So that's my process. That's it.
Nice. No,
Yeah.
that's cool. Let's talk about Bharat. You had a question, I know.
Yeah, I wanted to. I while you were talking, I was just kind of thinking about this. Ki, for a lot of us, especially at least me, the shorter format is like a means to a larger end, right? For example, if I make a short film right now, it is to show some producer that it's a proof of concept, right? कि मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, ये मेरा style है, ये मेरा voice है. You give me 10x the money, then I'll make this into a feature film. But a lot of filmmakers or a lot of people don't treat that as a means to an end. For example, Devashish Makhija is a filmmaker, right? He says that short films are a different art form, and the purpose of him making short films is not to kind of graduate into making films. Is that the case with you, or are you currently open to whatever like kind of comes your way? Are you using this as some means to some end, or is it just the journey?
Yeah, I'd say that it's both actually. Uh, like there are reels जिसमें which I would like to showcase as like my writing resume type का. But then I think that at least जो reels वाला है, they are all like I wouldn't want to use them to move to a bigger project. शॉर्ट फिल्म है जैसे अभी जो मैंने बनाई है क्लॉड दैट आई वाज टॉकिंग टू यू अबाउट वहां पे
Tell us
दैट
about that also.
Yeah, tell us about that if you want to, whatever you want to, if at all.
it's like it's almost a silent film set to music that like a piece of music that's really close to my heart. The piece of music is 5 minutes 3 seconds long, तो उतना ही रन टाइम है मूवी का मतलब
Nice.
क्रेडिट्स वगैरह हटा के. So it's the story of a breakup that goes violent towards the end. That's the synopsis एक तरह से.
Interesting.
And it's like a completely self-contained story. I would not want to expand on it at all. But then I'm also writing a short film version of a longer film that I want to make, and I'm going to use that to gain, like, to get some interest going in the long film and somehow like figure out funding and stuff for it. So I'm open to both. I'm not like a purist for either. Like I don't think the short movies are like short films are a lesser form of art. Uh, and I also don't think that like longer movies. I also don't think that short movies should be art by themselves, and we should always have pure motives and not try to use that to go to larger projects. Yeah.
No, that's fair enough. I think that's a pretty, yeah, interesting.
I want to. Some people are writing in the chat to tell us about the GC
That's the group
and
chat.
tell them
That
about this.
that's an inside joke. As I
Just
told you, just ignore anyone who comes from my life. They should be studying for their exams. Their hair and they're wasting
What the
their time.
fuck? Exams? How old are these people? What the fuck?
A lot of these are like 12th graders. Like they have
Holy
board exams.
shit. Dude, you've tapped
Yeah.
into the Z market.
The-
You are also Gen Z only. So yeah. You tapped
technically.
into
He
your
is
own
Gen Z.
market. हाँ, correct. Sorry, I
Yeah.
fuck guys. Fucked up. Sorry,
अंकल है
man.
भाई हम लोग
हो गए भाई अभी 30 आ रहा है तो मेरे ऑलरेडी मैं 2 दिन जिम गया ठीक है पिछले हफ्ते and I'm fucked like I'm completely fucked. My arms are hurting, my legs are hurting, can't do shit.
सात्विक अभी तेरा एज
sucks
नहीं आया ना
ass.
जिम जाने का. You've been
Anyway,
inside.
क्या
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What
there
did you
is
say?
there is some lag, sorry. क्या बोला भरत तूने?
मैं बोला जिम गए तू.
हाँ मैं जाता हूँ रेगुलरली.
अच्छा ओके cool. ठीक है.
Let's any more
Bro, I
uh,
fucking I went for cycling yesterday morning and an auto came and hit me.
what the
And-
fuck?
Yeah, I fell down in the middle of the road and then I fucking blacked out for 5 minutes.
What the fuck, Himanshu?
Are you okay?
Are
I'm
you
fine, I'm
still
fine.
concussed from this? Is that why you left
No,
for 5
no.
minutes? What the fuck?
No. वो कुछ और था but I fucking bro these guys ना एक तो ये electric auto होते हैं ना they don't like have any speed okay they're very slow and they're trying to overtake me. I'm a cyclist okay I'm also not that fast okay we are all slow only and he's trying to overtake me and पूरा रास्ता खाली है bro पूरा रास्ता खाली है but he just had to hit me so he did it and then he ran away. And some other uncle came to help me out and I shouted at that uncle thinking he's the guy who hit me because I was tripping at that time. My head was spinning and then I fucking sat down for 5 minutes.
Bro, every
Somehow I
story Himanshu has ever told us about Guwahati or Assam in general is just it's just a wild place from his description. I don't know if this is what it really is like or Himanshu is just a crazy dude. But
I think it's just me. I don't think Guwahati is as crazy as you have painted it
हाँ.
to be. It's a very nice place. One day you guys have to come here.
Yeah. One day
Nice.
we will. One day. Yes. Acha, one thing I want to talk to you about, Satvik, and this is a little, I mean, you can choose to not talk about this also, because you are very openly political, and you are a content creator on the rise. Okay. So I just want to ask you this straight up, and no offense if you feel bad or anything. At what mark, at what subscriber or follower mark will that go reverse? Matlab, how many followers do you want before you go pro government? Because that seems to be the trend. I don't make the rules, but that is what is happening apparently.
यार बस
So yeah.
2 लाख हो जाए मैं तो तुरंत कंपनी को नहीं नहीं वो आई डोंट थिंक लाइक आई होप द रिवर्सल डजंट कम क्योंकि
हाँ.
आई एम अ वेरी पॉलिटिकल पर्सन तो अगर रिवर्सल होता है तो मतलब इट वुड मीन लाइक आई जस्ट स्टॉप पोस्टिंग फिर मैं प्यार मोहब्बत की बातें कितनी कर लूंगा तो या आई डोंट थिंक आई कैन बी ए पॉलिटिकल बट अगेन लाइक डोंट होल्ड मी टू इट इवेंचुअली क्या पता लाइक आई हैव सीन
Satvik, I think you're. I'm so sorry. I think तेरा lag काफी ज़्यादा आ रहा था. Is your internet all good? Just एक बार check कर लेना please.
हाँ यार आई जस्ट चेक्ड इट्स ऑल फाइन
It's all good ना? चल ठीक है. Okay, no problem. Go on.
ये अपना I think Streamlabs का
हाँ, ये we will. It's some teething issues with Streamlabs, so just please fucking bear with us. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
But I think I have a different theory. I think Satvik, as you grow bigger, this is just, I mean, my basic bloody understanding about this.
एडवाइस दे रहा है भरत.
क्या?
भाई बहुत ज़्यादा
नहीं,
lag है
बोल
तो
रहा हूँ
let's skip the throwaway zingers. Let's just
Sorry,
हाँ,
sorry.
Bharat, go on with your statement. Yeah.
No, what I was saying was कि I think the crowd that you will attract if and by the time you get to 2 lakh or whatever, that will be the crowd which will watch you for your political content. So I don't think you need to worry about that reversal unless you get a government order against you, which will be a
I don't think I am getting any government orders against me. Like वो सब वो मेघनाथ वगैरह को भेजेंगे वो आर एक्टिवली
हाँ.
हिंदी में वो कह रहे हैं कि एंटी गवर्नमेंट चीजें बोल रहे हैं मैं तो मेटाफर्स में बोल देता हूँ इंग्लिश में तो उनका आधा आईटी से लायक ही नहीं
Bro,
होता
but you are at the cornerstone. As we spoke about this, that you've tapped into the younger people market, and somebody also
Yeah.
said you're tapping into underage kids. So you are at the cusp of these kids are about to turn 18. They can vote this year in the election. So I hope you're doing your bit for the India Alliance or
I
whichever
also
other
hope so.
alliance that you're associated with. Or
Yeah,
have
so
more.
पैसा नहीं भेजेगा भाई इस बार अगर ढंग का बोलिएगा
Acha, another thing related to politics, because there is so much political content creators also. I'm obviously not talking about like the insane ones, but there are good, like you said, Meghnad or Samdesh to a large extent, and others also. Who do you like to follow a lot? And also, are you political in the sense that it can be both? One is the general politics of it, which is, you know, caste politics, gender, class, all of that, which so you are. But are you also, do you, are you a political hound in the sense of electoral politics also? Do you keep an eye on those things? Do you watch, like for example, I'm into that stuff. I watch a lot of like Lullan Top random videos where they're like, I'd never been to MP in my life. Hope I'll never have to go also. But it's just, I've watched like the full MP election coverage. I just found it fascinating. So do you watch that kind of stuff also? Or is it limited to more?
that I'm now getting into
Yeah.
uh, through these people, through Meghnad and everyone. I'm trying to get into that now.
Huh.
But now, obviously, overall politics is more, I guess. But that is something I'm not proud of. Like, that is something I'm actively ashamed of, just to be clear. Like, I'm trying to improve my GK, UPSC wali.
Nice. So yeah, by the UPSC से याद आया, I am so sad that trend never caught on, but there was a whole period जहाँ पर I was obsessed with UPSC interviews. Those जो casual वाले जो uncle है ना वो, और people made some memes around it, but I think there wasn't enough. That I think there is a lot of scope there for meme formats there. क्योंकि मैंने सारे देखे हुए हैं. It's kind of embarrassing. Through the pandemic यही कर रहा था मैं. Basically मैं सारे
सबने देखे
UPSC.
हुए हैं. Very entertaining.
It's super cool.
Entertaining to see a super smart kid like, talk to all these people. It's like, wow, क्या confidence.
I don't know why this is fucking hilarious, but Potu Gyadu has said Vishwanath Pratap Singh. He just named VP Singh in the full name, displaying his knowledge of. भाई HD देवेगौड़ा का HD क्या होता है? Don't say high definition. Tell me what the fuck. Then I'll be fucking impressed. Okay, let's have some southern. By the way, everyone in the chat, Satvik is insisting that you are apolitical. Why is this
Yeah. It's a
contrast?
Wait. I have this. This is a running meme in the live streams. Okay, right now what I'm wearing is my sort of political glasses.
Okay.
But wait, let me turn apolitical right now.
Okay.
These
These are my.
Nice.
Now I'm a South Delhi kid who does not think caste exists in.
Nice.
Now you're Karunanidhi more like, but okay.
how is it Karunanidhi?
नहीं Karunanidhi है ना वो चश्मे वाला जो रात में भी चश्मे लगाता
हाँ.
है.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Correct.
Anyway.
Correct.
Recos हो जाए.
This looks good.
Yes, I think we can, unless there's any other topics that we would like to talk about. I think we should definitely do this again for sure. Because I think
I'll
थोड़ा
watch more movies अगली बार.
watch the pretentious ones. Yeah. I think we should
You've done this for
definitely.
like 111 episodes.
Sorry.
You've done this for 111 episodes so far?
Yeah, this is 111. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just some context about the DissContent podcast. It is we started. This is a story that is very close to all our hearts, and it makes us cry every night, which is just me because these two fuckers don't care. But we started podcasting in 2018. Okay, like 2017 actually, which was
Yeah.
like the most early days. We were on SoundCloud and audio because again we were inspired by fucking AIB, okay, back in the day, and no like
भाई beer biceps उस time पे वो actual
Tiny.
content
वो तभी वो fitness content बनाता था. Just for
Fitness content
context,
बनाता था.
we are
तब अपन
the underrated तो पता नहीं, maybe we are appropriately rated also.
We are appropriately rated, bro.
appropriately rated podcast, but we've been on it for a
Deservedly.
while. Deservedly, but we just sort of missed that. Like we watched that train fucking zoom past us, and we are still there. We are still at 28 people watching live. So
And
but it's
ऐसा भी
cool.
नहीं है कि
हाँ.
हमने कहा कि shit यार देखो ट्रेन निकली जा रही है. हमने कहा हाँ जाने दो यार.
जा रही है भाई, जा रही है तो ठीक है. क्या हो
जा रही
गया?
है, but-
क्या करूं मैं बैठ के? क्या बियर बाइसेप्स को बुलाऊं? किसको? जे साई दीपक को बुलाऊं क्या अपने पॉडकास्ट पे? क्या करें?
Yes, I Deepak. Talking about French cinema. That would be
Yeah, dude, we should actually. I think we need to start fucking with the right wing like this. I mean, we, matlab, whatever. But we're just call these guys for interviews, saying that we are liberals and we want to debate you. Okay, and you look and pretend to be super stupid. Okay, just say really stupid pointers, which they will definitely catch on to. Get them on the podcast. Just talk about something else completely. I think that is a good strategy. We should try out.
Just talk to them. और पैसा क्यों नहीं प्रिंट कर सकते सबकी एकदम माफ हो जाएगा.
Bro, just print more money. Why? Just nuke Pak, bro. Just nuke Pakistan. What's the deal? Come on.
फिर वो आके एकदम then you can like checkmate them with your film knowledge.
Yeah. बताओ सत्यजीत रे ने 1980 में कौन सी फिल्म बनाने शुरू की थी फिर रोक दी, मुझे भी नहीं पता. But okay, I think we can do. So we do recommendation at the end of the podcast, which is anything like every other podcast, but it can be anything. मतलब whatever you like. So I'll give you some time to think if you need that. But Bharat, how about we start with your reco?
Yeah, I have watched a lot of films this week. I absolutely loved this film, and you guys know this, Aditya and Evanshu. I spoke about it when I was drunk yesterday. I watched Zone of Interest, and for people who might not know, Zone of Interest is has been nominated for both Best Film and Best Foreign Film, if I'm not mistaken, and Best Director, Best Writing, Best Sound Design, everything. I think it has one of the most Oscar nominations this year, and it's absolutely amazing. It's like just watch it kind of a movie, and if you're if you're lucky enough to be in Mumbai, Delhi, these kind of like these places, abhi fir bhi lagi hui hai theaters mein. So I would recommend watching it in a theater with like a proper sound system, because the whole film hinges upon like sound, and it's a Holocaust psychological drama. So yeah, it's very very very, and also it's pertinent because of the kind of genocidal news that we keep hearing every day from
Gaza.
Palestine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Himanshu, what is
Yeah.
your reco of the week?
Can we interrupt this, or is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
supposed
go
to
for
be?
it. No, go for it.
Yeah,
I
go
saw
for it.
the boy with the striped pajamas recently,
Oh
and
yeah.
thing you said about hearing genocidal talks, it's like it fits so perfectly on whatever we're hearing right now, except the name of the Jewish boy would be the name of the guy outside the camp this time. That
Yeah.
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 was very depressing.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Actually, this is another thing, just to sort of stop the Rekoga train for a minute, which is, you know, it's a very unique moment right now. I think people, because just to track how mass media has been instrumental, or at least, a part of these conflicts. So the first example of this is mostly the Persian Gulf War in the 90s, early 90s, when the first time ever there was a cable TV war. Like every American household could watch the whole fucking war on TV. And then from that point on we went to, all the way up to like, then when social media came in, came in as like this revolutionary thing with the Arab
Yeah.
Spring in 2011, and where it was just social media is going to change everything, and how fucking quickly all of that is just completely done like
Yeah.
a 180 switch. And now the stage where we're at is, yes, there is a genocide, yes, you can fucking outrage, no, nothing is going to matter, and nobody's
But
going to
I mean, again, I like also the cultural aspect that can
course.
reach you and me also. Like that journalist, right, who's very young, I think 23, 24, Mutaza Aziz, one of those. And he has been, and I mean, now he's not in Gaza anymore, but I'm sure you all have seen his posts and his videos and photos. So it
But
kind
then
of,
again, those things reached us despite the best efforts of Meta. It's not like Meta was instrumental in helping us get to there. It's almost like it reached us like in spite of them doing everything they could to
correct.
not let them.
Bro,
That's true.
isn't it crazy? I keep wondering about this, and obviously, I'm a fucking idiot who doesn't know enough about that place. I don't know how the internet services work in Palestine, and whether how much of that is controlled by Israeli authorities. But, like, भाई इंडिया में तो बात बात पे इंटरनेट ही बंद कर देते हैं भाई. तो मतलब how
Yeah.
they are still able to get. I don't know if Israel. I don't want to give them fucking ideas, but like, it's crazy how India will like just at the drop of a hat will just keep stopping the internet. And do you guys, and this is a more dystopic question because we are going towards a bit of that reality, I think. I don't think anybody is being alarmist anymore about these things, but are we going towards a space where there might come a time, do you guys think, in our lifetimes, where it'll just be like ki, fuck you, all internet is gone. Like it's not a thing, or even if it's there in like very specific pockets and you can't operate outside of them. What do you guys
It'll
think?
get heavily regulated. मुझे तो समझ में आ ही रहा है. वो तो obvious हो गया ना. It'll get very regulated in the future क्योंकि अभी already the fucking when you see those CBFC report cards for every
Yeah.
movie, every report card is like mind blowing. Like the words that they want redacted or removed or edited out, it makes no fucking sense. I don't know how the fuck did we get to this point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
I
needs to
already.
tell anybody? Who needs to tell anybody that you shouldn't hear this word? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck does that mean?
I think it's already dystopian. I think what the trick is that it happens in pockets. In my opinion, this is what I think, that it doesn't happen all at once. So it's like that kuएं का मेंढक story, right? Or no, the thing where you heat the water little by little by
Yeah,
little
yeah,
till the point you're fucking boiling,
Hmm.
and you don't realize. I think that's how it will happen, or it is happening. You chip away at it little by little, and then one day you don't have much to hold on to. Satvik,
Satvik,
do you have
any
an opinion
thoughts?
or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
मतलब I don't have anything unique to add. I'm not sure क्या होगा देखते हैं. I think
Nice.
eventually the upper classes would be convinced that they can all be apolitical, and it's fine if they are just that.
Hmm.
तो वो अपना नाच गाना की रील बनाते रहेंगे, and like any voice of dissent will be crushed slowly. तो फिर like they won't need to remove the internet overall. They can just like control what goes on there.
Yeah.
सही रहेगा.
Bro, this is also, you're very right, and I think people are extremely tunnel visioned about politics, because I have, for example, just anecdotally, I know somebody who's like a pretty successful startup person, and this dude, like, he's a family member, and this guy travels a lot around the world, and he was just telling us one day ki, China, he knew somebody in China whose friend got arrested for like some random post online, and he's like, that is not happening in India. I'm like, bro, तू कभी करता ही नहीं कुछ, तू कभी कुछ बोला ही नहीं है online जो which is ever anti establishment, तू बोल के
Yeah.
देखना तो तेरे को वो चीज़, which also reminds me, sorry, have you ever faced any kind of backlash for your content, or is your content too artistic or too in that space कि इन लोगों को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या कर रहा है तू?
नहीं नहीं बहुत बैकलैश आता है मतलब whenever I post anything political गालियां आती हैं and I lose followers as well. तो बट कभी ऐसा स्ट्रक्चरल नहीं आया, लाइक गवर्नमेंट ने कभी कोई नोटिस नहीं भेजा और कभी एफआईआर नहीं हुई, तो वो काफी लकी है. बट उसके अलावा हाँ गालियां कमेंट्स में तो बहुत आती हैं. लाइक इफ यू गो टू एनी कमेंट सेक्शन यू विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ.
Fair.
Does it affect you?
हाँ मतलब ऑफ कोर्स इट वुड. लाइक तुम्हें 10 स्ट्रेंजर्स आके तुम्हें कुछ भी बोल के जा रहे हैं तो इट विल अफेक्ट. लाइक आई एम वेरी थिन स्किन्ड एज अ पर्सन, तो हाँ अफेक्ट होता है. बट इवेंचुअली यू हैव टू लाइक लर्न टू गेट ओवर इट, व्हिच आई हैवंट येट. आई एम जस्ट होपिंग आई विल eventually.
Okay, Himanshu, coming back to recommendations, तेरा recommendation क्या है भाई? How can we?
यार नहीं है अभी. I don't have one yet. But because I was watching movies that we had discussed ना कि Oscar के लिए we'll watch all the ones that we hadn't seen. So I did end up seeing Dune 2 and fucking loved it. It's the craziest movie I've ever seen in a long time. And I did end up seeing Poor Things and the other one, Past Lives. So I think I don't have a recommendation, but if you guys, whoever's listening, and if there's people who are new to the channel, if you guys watch these movies, we'll be talking about Oscars in the next episode. So that might be, interesting for you. We could talk about these movies, all the Oscar films, Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer and all. Like jo bhi, jitna bhi naam, whatever you have heard, even Holdovers is really fucking good. So do join us for that one.
Yep, I agree. I think even my recommendation, Poor Things, I really loved. Dune Part 2, I fucking loved. And we will. The reason we're not doing the Dune episode right now, also, is because we want everyone to watch it so that we can do a proper spoiler thing in a couple of days once everyone's seen it. So yeah, we will. The Dune episode, I think, will come on Monday or Tuesday or something, guys. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that. Then my recommendations also the same. I'm reading a book right now called Opium City. Actually, wait, I don't know the author. I'll just get the book. Just talk for like a minute. 1 second.
Satvik, you wanna give us your recommendation if you have any, anything at all that you consume? Yeah.
Maestro अगर आपने नहीं देखी तो you should watch it.
Yeah.
Biographical work about Leonard Bernstein, who was like a composer. So it's like a very musical movie. Like it's like a feast for the senses within the story. So I loved it. You should definitely watch that. You should watch Joel Haver. Is a YouTuber if you haven't watched him.
How do we find him? क्या नाम है?
Yeah.
JoelHaver.
Okay.
Nice. I'll check this out.
We'll check it out.
Like 5 years straight, he has made a short film every week. कुछ ऐसे 3-4.
Holy shit.
And now he is making like 12 full like feature length films, so 40-45 minute की, just for his YouTube. So 12, so like once every month for this entire year.
Wow.
So he's doing that, and his work is really organic. He does everything himself. सब कुछ static shoot है, and you see, you if you watch it, you'll see like those are really human stories that he talks about. When he's not like kidding, and when it's not a funny skit.
Very
Uh,
interesting.
right. So there's a movie of his called "We Have to Leave Here Together."
Okay.
It's available on YouTube. It's like a beautiful short film about a couple. He has also played the woman because he's just low budget. He has also played the woman, and it's still very heartbreaking. It's about they go to an Airbnb and they leave. That's the whole story. But it's just the
Oh,
way it's written. It's beautiful.
Very cool.
You watch it.
I will
I'll
check
check
this
it
out
out, dude.
for sure.
We'll check it out. Yeah.
So yeah, the book that I was talking about is Opium City by Amar Faruqi. It is a pretty small book. It's mainly like a collection of essays, and it talks about how opium sort of linked Bombay to the Western whatever economy, and helped sort of
Very
bridge
cool.
that gap with India for the British. So it's about the making of Bombay in a sense. So it's very cool, and I've read a little bit, but it's not too long. It's not so I think anyone can
Pretty
read
cool.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. And I'll just take a few comments before we leave, just for also thank you, Satvik, for giving us your time and showing up on the podcast, man. This was fun. I hope
Thanks
you
for
had fun
calling
too.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you to your audience also who showed up in fucking droves and kept this fun. Darshan Tiwari, a particle word should be removed from. Okay. This is a little sincere. Shaurya has said Yorgos has outdone Dogtooth with Poor Things. That's debatable, but अगली बार बात करते हैं उसके बारे में. Suryansh has said सात्विक की audience को बुलाओ, it will blow up the meta podcast where the chat is the stream and the audience is the content. It's very flattering for yourself, Suryansh. So, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
for
Thank you so
doing
much.
This, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we can end the stream now. Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just
Bye-bye.
ending the stream.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
पता नहीं मेरा